Welcome to It's Christmas Time. Hello, everybody. It's me, Chris Smith, and I'm here to do the 8th annual Tops and Bottoms list. The bottoms. That's the bottom movies of 2021. Those of you who were worried that we weren't still going to do our traditional things that we used to do on the YNTAAY Minis. Well, just because we changed the name of the show and changed some things about it doesn't mean that It's Christmas Time isn't still going to have time to do our tops and bottoms. So let's start with the movies that I personally found to be the not as good movies that I saw in 2021. Now we're going to start at number 10, and my apologies if you love these movies. That's wonderful. Go and enjoy them. I just didn't. And if you are one of the filmmakers who made these movies, good for you. You made a movie. Somebody probably loved it. Now at number 10 is Joe Bale. This is the one with Mark Wahlberg playing a father who, and spoiler alert for some of these movies, I'll probably give away the endings. I'm sorry. Joe Bell. So he's a father who is walking across the country to try and end bullying because his gay son committed suicide because he was so terribly bullied. Now, this is based on a true story, and I'm sure this movie was very well intentioned. It's not that it's a bad movie. The tagline is "Redemption is a journey you can't take alone," and based on the true father-son story. And of course, the son is walking along with him, and of course, you find out that he's not really there. He's just in this guy's imagination. I won't give away the ending after all because you've got to see this to believe it. It is a true story, and by the end of it, I was like, what? We just went through all of that, and that's the ending? And that's what happened in real life. I'm at a loss. I did not like that movie. I didn't like the father. I mean, at least as played by Mark Wahlberg, I didn't think he learned anything by the end of the movie. He was really the bully. He couldn't accept his gay son. Oh, and then that ending. Oh, God. Anyway, yes. At number 9 is Old, the movie from M. Night Shyamalan. This came out in the summer, and it's about a bunch of people who are on vacation. They go to this beach on this island somewhere, and they can't get off the beach after they get there, and they start getting old at an alarming rate of speed. The young children are suddenly teenagers in a matter of hours, and there's always a twist in those M. Night Shyamalan movies. This movie was just yucky. It's only a matter of time is the tagline. It's really bothered me. It was gross and was disturbing, and maybe that's what that's supposed to be. I just thought, yuck. Okay, at number 8 is Spencer, the movie about Lady Diana, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah," because Kristen Stewart was playing the role. I didn't even see Kristen Stewart in this movie. I just saw a crazy lady, and I don't think that this was a great portrayal of Princess Diana. I'm sure she wouldn't be pleased. I'm sure her family, they probably didn't see this piece of movie. They yuck. Again, yuck. They just had her talking to ghosts. She was very argumentative. I just didn't like that movie. I thought it was very negative. But it's not that Kristen Stewart did such a bad job, because I accepted her as Diana. I just didn't like the movie. It's a film by Pablo Larraín. Forgive me for mispronouncing his name. Okay. At number 7 was Godzilla versus Kong. You know, I didn't like that we were supposed to not like Godzilla. I thought Godzilla, I mean, yeah, he sure can wreck a city, but one will fall, it says. I don't even remember what happened in this movie. Did one of them fall? Did somebody die? I can't imagine either of them did. I just didn't like it. I couldn't get into these big special effects movies and the monster movies like this. They're just, the plots aren't my favorite, and they're just trying to do too much, and by doing too much and all the special effects, they're doing too little for me. I like good old-fashioned story and characters that I could really like. Now, considering the next movie, these are characters that I actually liked. It's The Conjuring. The devil made me do it. You know, I love those actors. Vera Farmiga, Patrick Wilson. This movie came out in June. It was in theaters and on HBO Max. I watched it on HBO Max. Maybe I should have seen it in the theater. I just did not like it at all. And I love the Conjuring movies. I think they're scary. I love the characters. I love the stories. And this, I did not like it at all. There was maybe one good scare in it. And I just thought it was a messy, thrown together movie. So disappointed. I can't tell you how disappointed I was. Now, at number 5 is The Forever Purge. Their tagline is, "The rules are broken." Now, for those of you who don't know, the Purge movies, which I've always liked the Purge movies because they were different when they first started. It was about a world where there's like the new founding fathers have taken over the country, and they've to supposedly cut down on crime. They've made one day for like a 12-hour period, I believe, where you can commit any crime, murder, arson, whatever, and nobody will come and save you or stop you. No police, no fire departments, nothing. And it's just like, you know, anything goes. So some people are hunted. I think it said a lot about racism. I think it said a lot about the classes and how the poor people were often hunted because they couldn't really, you know, escape from all these people that would go out dressing up. Now, I did like the costumes. The people would always dress up in these creepy masks and things, elaborate costumes. Look at this one. Yeah, but, and then they would hunt you down, and it was legal. So, yeah. But so this movie, they've changed the rules, and so the purge doesn't end when it's supposed to. It's supposed to end the next morning, and then law comes back into order. And in this one, you could just keep on killing. It was sort of like how the politics are right now, with some of the people that are like, "Oh, that election was rigged," and they just keep on terrorizing us. Yeah, I thought this movie was not up to par with the other Purge movies. And there was something very disturbing that happened in Los Angeles at a screening of the movie. A couple was actually killed. They were on a date and someone shot them from behind while they watched the Forever Purge. So I think it's all just gone too far. It's time to end this purge. Okay, number 4 is, and I'm sorry there's so many horror movies on the list. I love horror movies, but sometimes they're just not very good. And Antlers, I think, is one of them. Antlers is a movie about a mythical creature that, well, I don't know what it's doing, but it's killing people. There's this little boy whose father and brother have become infected by this creature's, I don't know if it's by the bite or whatever. And I don't know why it's called Antlers. I don't even remember. But Carrie Russell is in it. And she's trying to check on the welfare of this child who's coming to school dirty, and his father is locked in this room and is turning into this monster, and so is his little brother. Maybe there were antlers involved in the creature. I just thought it was very disturbing, but not in a good way. I didn't like it. It was too dark for me. Why can't movies be good anymore? Well, there are. I thought 2021 was one of our better years in recent memories. And that's why I was really excited to see the number 3 movie, The World to Come. The trailer looked really good, and this is one of the first movies I saw when we came back from the pandemic. Might have been the 3rd or 4th one, something like that. And it was set back in the old West times, and 2 women were attracted to each other, but they were both married to men. And so it was a lesbian frontier movie, and I was like, oh, that's fresh, that's different. Oh my God, it was so boring. It was so boring. There were like journal entries, and it would be like, Dear Diary, Monday, March 3rd, nothing happened. And, or, I'm exaggerating, but not really. It's like nothing happened. This movie moves so slow, and Casey Affleck was in it as one of the husbands. I think he was the nice husband. The other husband wasn't nice. Oh, my Lord. The World to Come. It made me almost wish for a pandemic to shut the movie theaters down again so I didn't have to see this movie. But I did see it, and here it is on the list. Okay, number 2. This one came out in January, so it was early in 2021, and it's The Little Things. It had a good cast. It had Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, and Jared Leto. And Some Things Never Let Us Go. It's about a detective. I think there were some murders in it. It was dark. It was boring. It was slow. The characters did unlikable things, and they were unlikable. And I just hated this movie with a passion. Luckily, I saw it on HBO Max, and this was on before the theaters reopened. So, I mean, we were grateful to have a new big movie to see, but no, it was not good. Now, speaking of not good, the worst movie for me personally of 2021 was House of Gucci. And yes, congratulations, Jared Leto. You get to be in the number 1 and number 2 worst movies on my list. It starred Lady Gaga, Adam Driver, Jared Leto, Jeremy Irons, and Al Pacino. An excellent cast. And I didn't go in hating this movie. It was about the Guccis. And they were the most unlikable characters I think I've ever seen in a movie. I was miserable. And it was from Ridley Scott. I mean, everything should have been great about this movie. And I went with Marco and Michelle. And Michelle seemed to love it. I think Marco liked it pretty well. But it left such a bad taste in my mouth. Midway through, I went from liking it okay and just hating it and hating these people. And then I counted the ceiling tiles. And at one point, I took a walk in the theater, and I never do that during a movie. Oh, my Lord. House of Gucci. House of Blech. Yes, so that's the movies of 2021 that I didn't like. That's the bottoms list. Stay tuned soon for the tops of 2021. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.